the Hilton Palacio del Rio, the palace on the river. H.B. Zachary built the hotel in 202 working days, 7.5 months, opening just in time for the 1968 World's Fair Hemisphere. Modular construction, the rooms were stacked like Lego blocks. Built at Zachary headquarters south of town, carried up here on flatbed trucks, then lifted with cranes. On our left, we have a couple of restaurants that were originally the homes of German immigrants, the Bombeck and Daschel families. The Arneson River Theater, named to honor Edwin P. Arneson, a chief engineer with Works Projects Administration. The Federal Relief Program helped build the Riverwalk between 1938 and 1941. Did you see the movie Miss Congeniality starring Sandra Bullock? Yeah. The beauty pageant was filmed here on this stage. Did you see the boat that passed right by here in the movie? Did you all see the boat captain who was in the movie?
That you?
That was somebody else. On our left, you head right upstairs to La Villita, little village of old San Antonio, historic La Villita, the oldest neighborhood in our city. Today you'll find artisan, craftsmen, gift shops, restaurants, and a church, the little church of La Villita. On the right side of our boat, the Briscoe Western Art Museum, named to honor a former governor, the late Dolph Briscoe. That was our library, 1930 to 1968. For years, it was the Hertzberg Circus Museum. The Briscoe Western Art Museum opened 10 years ago. Overhead, we have the native bald cypress. The larger cypress are over 300 to 400 years old. Hey, we have a low bridge. Stay seated, low bridge. Cressa Street Bridge, built in 1890 by Berlin Iron Bridge, East Berlin, Connecticut. On the right side of our boat, Marriage Island, a very popular wedding spot under the cypress tree on Marriage Island. It's considered to bring good luck when you get married here. I've got a good buddy of mine. He got married down here 3 times. That third time's the charm. And right here we have the old mill crossing. Back in the 1800s, there was a mill on the right bank where the Hotel Contessa is today. You had the Nate Lewis Mill. Right here below the mill, San Antonio River was only a foot deep. It had limestone rock along the river bottom, making this the ideal spot for horses and wagons to cross. Hey, look up high on the left side of our boat, the Tower Life building. Opened 1929 as Smith Young Insurance. 404 feet tall, 30 stories, neo-Gothic style architecture, 20 gargoyles near the top of the building extend out about 3 to 4 feet and serve as drainage downspouts. Above the first floor, a pair of faces every 15 feet known as grotesque. Typical of neo-Gothic style, gargoyles and grotesque guard the building. Our first Sears was located here, Sears department store. They're about to renovate the building into condominiums. Straight ahead of us, the Granada Homes Apartments for Seniors. That was the Plaza Hotel in 1926. On our right side, Homewood Suites Hotel. That was San Antonio Drug Company, 1919 to 1963. straight ahead of us, you'll see the Bear County Courthouse, 1896. Bear County's fourth courthouse. Architect James Riley Gordon, architectural style, Richardson Romanesque. Gordon designed 72 courthouses in the United States, 18 of them in Texas, and the state capitol out in Arizona. On the right side of our boat, one of two marinas where we park our boats at night. Floodgate 4, right here, it rises up out of the river like a drawbridge. Gate 4, down to our left, floodgate number 5. Look back behind us, do you see that light down there? Floodgate number 5, it's a dam, the San Antonio River. It drops off 15 feet at floodgate 5 and flows southeast, winding over 200 miles, 145 miles as crow flies, meeting up with the Guadalupe River 10 miles from San Antonio Bay on the Gulf of Mexico. They've added another 8.5 miles of riverwalk, hike, bike, jogging trails, paddling trails. You can canoe and kayak the Mission Reach. We have 15.5 miles of riverwalk. We are in a linear park. Right now we are in the man-made flood channel built in 1926 for flood control. 25 feet from the street to the concrete bottom. The river's 10 to 15 feet deep here. On our left, Main Plaza. Look right upstairs on our left, you'll see the San Fernando Cathedral. March 9th of 1731, 15 families arrived here from the Canary Islands. Spanish Canary Islanders founded San Fernando. They set the cornerstone in 1738. Straight ahead of us, the North Channel, San Antonio River. It is spring bed 4 miles north of here, on the campus of the University of the Incarnate Word at the Blue Hole. And south of there, in Brackenridge Park, up near the Whitty Museum and the San Antonio Zoo. The headwaters are 3 to 4 miles north. High straight ahead of us, the Ben Milam cypress. That tree is around 400 years old, and legend is that Ben Milam was shot by a Mexican sniper perched in the tree during the Battle of Behar, December 7th, 1835, 2.5 months before the Battle of the Alamo. Floodgate 3, look up, we have a flash flood. They drop Floodgate 3 like a guillotine. Yeah, I tell you what, they test it daily. They'll test it every morning around 10:40, 10:45. What time is it? On the right side of our boat, the George Whitty Building, 1894. They restored the building 3 years ago. High on our right side of the boat, the 16-story Floodgate luxury apartment, scheduled to open this summer, the Floodgate Apartments. High on our right side of the boat, the Hilton Canopy Hotel. It opened 2 years ago. On our right side, you head right up those stairs to the Esquire Tavern. 1933 Esquire Tavern. It opened the day after Prohibition was repealed. The bar's 108 feet long. On our left, the Drury Inn and Suites Hotel. The building opened in 1921 as city public service, electric and gas. This is one of our other locations, same 2 or 3 locations. The Aztec Theater opened here in 1926. The front of the theater right upstairs stairs on St. Mary Street. It closed in 1984. Eventually was restored and reopened in 2006. They restored the theater, a Wurlitzer organ in the theater. They excavated under Crockett Street to the basement, rebuilt Crockett Street above, and opened a restaurant and retail on the Riverwalk in the basement of the restored Aztec Theater. Did you see the movie Selena starring Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo? The Hugman Footbridge was in the movie Selena. One of the scenes, Jennifer Lopez was sitting on this bridge directly overhead. Hey, did you see the boat captain who was in the movie? On our left, we have the Omni, La Mansión del Rio, the mansion on the river, the hotel. It opened for the 1968 World's Fair Hemisphere as the La Posada Inn. The site was originally St. Mary's School for Boys, 1853. It evolved into St. Mary's University and School of Law. St. Mary's outgrew the downtown campus, relocating northwest of downtown. All right, I am going to show you an optical illusion, the old Nix Hospital building. From down here, it looks like a 26-story wall. Look straight up in the air on our left side of the boat. And look straight up in the air on our left side of the boat. The Nix Hospital opened 1930. Carol Burnett, born here 1933. She turned 92 weeks ago. They closed the Nix Hospital 3.5 years ago. Marriott purchased the property. Hey, look up straight ahead of us, the magnolia trees in bloom. If you look up high, straight ahead of us, the Hyatt Regency Riverwalk opened 1981. They limited the height of that hotel to 16 stories so as not to cast a shadow on the Alamo when the sun sets. You can head from the Riverwalk through the Hyatt, up the beautifully landscaped walkway to the Alamo, the Paseo del Alamo, the passage to the Alamo on our left, right through the Hyatt. Have you been to the Alamo? Have you all been up to the Alamo? I have relatives who bought there. Yeah, my cousins bought at that gift shop the other day. And look up overhead, we have the Crockett Street Bridge. Identical to the Presa Street Bridge, 1890 Berlin Iron Bridge, East Berlin, Connecticut. On the right side of our boat, the Casino Club building, 1927. Casino Club was a German social club founded by German immigrants. There are apartments upstairs. One of the apartments was once home to a well-known author, Alex Haley. He wrote the book Roots. Alex Haley served in the U.S. Coast Guard. There's a Coast Guard cutter named after him up in Kodiak, Alaska. Hey, right here we have the River Square. Got quite a few restaurants to choose from down here in River Square. You're going to find Mexican food, seafood, Mexican food, Italian food, Mexican food, German food, Mexican food, steakhouses, Mexican food, Texas barbecue, Mexican food, Southwest cuisine, and Mexican food. On the right side of our boat, the Clifford Building. 1941, Robert Hugman, father of the Riverwalk, the architect who designed the Riverwalk, he had his office here. Proving businesses could indeed survive down here once flood control measures were implemented. On the right side of our boat, we have Mexican food. Casa del Rio, 1946. The oldest restaurant on the Riverwalk. 77 years. Casa del Rio, they were the first to have dining right on the riverbank and the first to operate the boat tours. They had Venetian-style gondolas like Venice. Yeah, the gondolier stood on the back and pushed the gondola through the waters. The gondoliers, hey, they sang, they serenaded passengers. Sorry. I'll spare you the misery. All right, we are now in the man-made Hemisphere extension built for the 1968 World's Fair Hemisphere. 55 years ago, we had 7 million visitors for the World's Fair. We average over 30 million visitors a year to the city today. They excavated, landscaped, planted all these trees. They excavated from street level down, built the Chamber of Commerce on the left. They built the convention center, the Henry V. Gonzalez Convention Center, named to honor the first Hispanic elected to the U.S. Congress. Henry V. Gonzalez, he was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1960. Now look up on the left side of our boat, you'll see St. Joseph's Catholic Church, founded by the German immigrants, 1868. The German immigrants, the Lutherans, founded St. John's over on Noeb Street, and the Catholics, St. Joseph's, right up here on Commerce Street, 1868. Look up on the right side of our boat, high above the downtown skyline, the Tower of the Americas. There it is. It opened for the World's Fair, Hemisphere, 1968, 55 years ago. 622 feet to the rooftop, 750 feet to the top of the antenna. The second tallest freestanding observation tower in the United States. The tallest is the Stratosphere in Las Vegas at 1,000 feet. Our tower is 622. Seattle Space Needle 606. The tower has the observation level at the very top, and below that, the Chart House restaurant. It revolves. Straight ahead of us, they unveiled the Stargazer sculpture last year. The sculptor Pedro Reyes from Mexico City, Stargazer. The Shops at River Center. It opened as River Center Mall, 1988. 35 years ago, River Center. This is one of our other locations. Same tour, 3 locations. They opened a Sea Life Aquarium here in the mall 3 years ago. They opened the Lego Land Discovery Center in the mall 4 years ago. The Lego Land, boy, they were busy over spring break. They had kids lined up for blocks. You can head in that door straight ahead of us, right by Fat Tuesday, up the escalator, out that door by the IMAX Theater to the Alamo, right out to the back of the Alamo. Hey, do you remember the Alamo? Do we have any Dallas Cowboys fans on board the boat today? Look up behind us, upstairs, right behind us, the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop. They used to carry a Tony Romo bobblehead, and they had to get rid of it. It turned out to be a choking hazard. On the right side of our boat, they cut down an orange tree and a lemon tree 2 years ago. Mid-February 2 years ago, we had a hard freeze. 6 inches of snow that Valentine's Day. The next morning it was 8 degrees Fahrenheit. Temperature stayed below freezing 5 days. We lost citrus, we lost palm trees, we had pipes burst, we had power outages and rolling blackouts. Overhead, the Commerce Street Bridge. Spring break 8 years ago, Steve-O did a backflip off the bridge. 4 feet deep, he hit the concrete bottom. Steve-O, very lucky to walk out of here. All right, look over on the right side of our boat. You'll see the statue, San Antonio. 12th century saint born in Lisbon, Portugal. The river and city were named after him. June 13th, 1691, the feast day of St. Anthony. Father Damian Massenet held Mass along the bank of the river. And they named the river in honor of St. Anthony. The statue, a gift from Portugal for the World's Fair, Hemisphere 1968, 55 years ago. The statue was located over at Hemisphere Park at the Portuguese Pavilion. After the World's Fair, they moved the statue down here to the river. Now look up on our left. You see a couple of sculptures up on our left. Local artist Leticia Huerta, the lantana and yellow columbine flowers. Leticia Huerta, she likes to use old bicycles and car parts. On our right side, the Chamber of Commerce. You can head right upstairs 2 blocks to the Alamo. Now look up on our right side, street level, that orangish red sculpture, the Torch of Friendship. A gift from Mexico the summer of 2002, 21 years ago. The sculptor Sebastian. Friendship between the United States, Mexico, and Canada. Torch of Friendship, 21 years ago. Well, I have enjoyed having you along on our tour of the river this morning. I hope you enjoy your stay in San Antonio. Have a great weekend. Have a safe trip home. And come back here to see us again soon. Check around your seats for your valuables. Valuables left on board our boat or in our lost and found for like 2 or 3 days. And then I sell your stuff on eBay. I'll have it posted next week. You can bid on it and get it back next week. Stay seated until I tie down the boat. Paper of job well done. Your tips are always allowed, accepted, appreciated. In addition to cash, we also do accept tips on Venmo and Cash App. Hey, thanks y'all.